Today I'm going to be covering what's new in ST7, specifically looking at the new user interface. The guys over there at Huntsville have worked on this, and they've made it more. They made the Solid Edge ST7 a more user-friendly experience, and we'll kind of walking through that. To begin with is the welcome screen, and over here on the left-hand side I got my standard templates. And before, if you had installed Solid Edge, you would know that you would have to pick and define your templates first. It would install the program, and then you would come back and look, and if you had made a mistake, you'd have to go in and edit the list, redo your shortcuts to get the correct one. Now they've made it a little easier. If you can see here, if I go to edit the list, right now I have ANSI Inch selected. If I want to go over to ANSI Metric, I simply come down and select ANSI Metric, hit OK, and there's all my ANSI Metric templates available for me, from part all the way to assembly to weldments. No need to having to do it the long way anymore. We can do it the quick, easy way. The other thing too is you can see I have a first look standard template with from assembly to ISO to kind of some of my customized part. Now these custom templates located in the first look, what I have done is I've come back to the ST7 directory inside the template folder and actually just created a first look folder and copied the templates in place. Now you can do that like I did, so copy paste, or you have also a new ability now with the new interface. Come over here to my Solid Edge. If I come in here to edit my list, go back to the ANSI, I can actually come down here to the bottom left and create a new list from here, give it a name, and I can base it off of one of the other standards. So I want to say ANSI Inch. There I have a list of templates as well. I can go ahead and remove, add them from here using this interface. Hit OK, and now they'll be listed every time I come in here, and I can select back and forth. Either select from my custom templates or my standard templates. Either one. Moving on to the right here. Moving on to the right. I have my recent documents. Now you can see we have thumbnails next to them, so it makes cycling through your previous work a little easier. Now you have a quick visual representation of what it was. You don't have to open it up and try to guess to see if it's the right one. The other thing too is you can go into you can change this display around by right clicking and actually not show the thumbnails if you want to, but I prefer this over the other. Now the other thing we can do is coming down to the bottom, we have our links. These are quick HTML links to different sites. The first one is, if you click on this top link here, it'll actually open up Internet Explorer and take you to the Solid Edge homepage. There you can get product information. You can also come down, you can actually go into some of the online parts catalogs. We have access to two. You just have to go and create an account. We have Cadenas, and we also have Trace Parts. This is an online catalog. Great for off-the-shelf parts that you don't want to go ahead and redraw. Somebody else has already drawn them for you. Simply go to the site, click, download them, insert them into your assembly or into your part, and you're good to go. You can also see I've added a couple of extra links here. I got a link to our website. So I click there, it actually takes me to Swoosh. And you can also, once this page loads up, let me go back over here. You can see that I've kind of dressed it up into two different colors. So you can see there, they've got the link to the website, and I also got the link to our support email. So if I click on this, it'll actually go to Outlook and take me straight to the email. To do this, you can come in there and edit the links, and you can go simple as putting the web address here and putting the name of the link underneath it, or in the link name down here, you can actually put in some HTML code and spice it up like I did there. So whenever you go and click on it, my internet a little slow today, and it should be loaded. There it is. So go ahead and loads up. You can add your own links. Down below the links area, we actually have another link that'll take you to some news. It'll take you to the Facebook page, to Solid Edge's Facebook page, where you can get some more information. Get It'll actually show upcoming events, stuff like that. You can also click on the link to take you to the Solid Edge community. Now, not only is this a Solid Edge community, it's also the Siemens PLM community. You can become a member of this. This is an online user group. They, if you remember the older one, for you guys that already have Solid Edge, it kind of looked like the older version of a BBS forum. This has now been revamped again. You can find a lot of information with different users. We share and post. Great resource for tech questions too as well. You can also connect with other users, which is also a great thing. And last but not least, we can actually go in and actually go directly to the GTAC website. So as long as you have a user key, a web key account set up with them, you can access there. You can also go in and download the latest files and maintenance packs from here as well. So you have links to all those. Now further off to the right, we actually have the links to the learning section of the website. So you click on that, it'll take you to the learning portal. The learning portal allows new users and even current users to get hands-on tutorial help directly from Siemens. So if you're new to Solid Edge, you just come over here and answer the first question here. Who are you? Are you new to CAD? You're familiar with some other CAD systems? You would go ahead and begin this learning path right here. This first learning path will actually take you, new CAD user, you select this. It'll take you into a custom tailored set of tutorials for the guys who are new to 3D CAD modeling. For the more advanced guys, you can actually come in here and say, what do you want to do, and go through a specific set of tutorials saying, I want to go into basic synchronous modeling, I want to do some sheet metal work, I want to work with surfaces. You can choose from any one of these paths over here. This will take you directly into a tutorial as well. Or you can actually come in and select the bottom one and say, what do you want to know? It'll actually take you directly to the training library. These are all, again, hands-on tutorials. You can actually go through different courses that are offered. So say I want to go into assembly modeling. This will automatically open up the course. You can actually get the PDF for the course, look at the PowerPoint slides, and even the activity files. So if you want to do some extra self-paced learning, use this top section here, the user basic interface. This actually takes you to a movie, an animated, and you'll hear a lady come on if the sound is right. And she'll continue on going through, and it pretty much takes you through a guided tour through the entire user interface, going into the parts, going into some extra options. So if you're brand new, take the time, watch this as well. You can also do the search for your help, and again, all this is via online, so if you have an internet connection, this will work just great. You can do your search for that. You can actually go into the learning portal from here, create a part, so on and so on. So let's go ahead and dive in and look at the rest of the user interface. So I'm going to just go ahead and come over to ANSI Inch part. Go ahead and load it up. So from the get-go, this is out of the box, so I've got the gradient background. But if you notice, right up here I got some new icons. And if you're hovering over some of the, I call it the most used icons, some of these have expanded help with videos. So you see here, I move my mouse over a new little icon that's new in SD7. This is a primitive, and within this primitive it's showing me what this command actually does. There it gives me a description. I can create a rectangular dimension six-sided object, or if I click on the drop down, I can create a cylinder or a sphere. This will take me directly from sketch, as is shown here in the movie, to an extruded part, all within one step. If I hover over, or say, Smart Dimension, another commonly used command, you can see down there it'll actually give me a little animation of what Smart Dimension does. Visual representation and a full description up on top. Same thing with distance between. It'll actually show me a little flash in the movie of what it's actually doing. It's placing a dimension between 2 points or 2 lines, and then continuously building a chain off of that. If I come over to angular coordinate dimension, you can see I don't have a movie. The flash movies are only available for most commonly used commands, but I got an expanded help. The dialog box is nice and big, so it helps me, plenty of information for new users, even for current users as well. You know, you can have this on. Now, if you're installing this and you don't have a video, it's a possibility that your computer doesn't have Java. So in the application menu, the Solid Edge options, if you go down to helpers and you come down to the command buttons and you see the show video clips is grayed out, that means your computer does not have Java. And whenever you hover over one of the major, most commonly used commands, you'll see a still image, not a video. To get the video, there's going to be a link at the end of this blog, but if you're watching the video and you're kind of following along, what you can do is go into the help, and when the help loads up, scroll down, you'll actually find a link to the Adobe Flash Player website. So if you click on this link, it'll take you to Adobe Flash. Now at this point, let me let you in on a little trick. What I've done, and I have found that you need to do is, instead of going in and just installing the generic Flash Player, come over here and tell it you need a Flash Player for a different computer. Here it'll let you select the operating system, and in this case I'm using Windows 7. Here's the key. On select the version, select the Flash Player for Internet Explorer. The Flash plugin that Solid Edge uses is the same one and shares it with Internet Explorer, so if you install it for other browsers, you're not going to get a Flash movie. So choose Internet Explorer and then choose your optional offers if you want them. Download the program, close out your Solid Edge while it's downloading and installing and everything. Once it gets installed, it actually shows a different web page saying congratulations, you've installed Flash. Reopen Solid Edge. So Solid Edge will go back in the background and launch. You still won't see the movies. You'll have to come back over here to the application menu, Solid Edge options, go to the helpers, and then add the checkbox next to show video clips. Once you do that, then you'll actually see the Flash animations pop up. So let's go ahead and draw a quick little primitive. I'm going to go ahead and lock onto this view, and if you're coming in from, say, ST434 going into 5, another user enhancement that the interface they've added is you see that little padlock to lock onto a plane, and now shows up as a graphical padlock and an F3 underneath it. The other thing too is once you do lock into a plane, it actually shown by a brown outline, so now you're not having to just follow the green crosshairs to see what plane you're locked on. It actually specifies which plane you're actually locked onto. So right here I'm going to go ahead and make a primitive by using 2 points. I'm going to select the base coordinate system as 1, and what you can see here is back before in previous versions I had my command bar. What they have done is they moved the measurements out of the command bar and actually placed them on the active sketch. So here I can go ahead and define the shape of my rectangle if I want to. So I can make it A5, hit my tab, change it to 2, and then define my angle. Keep that as 0, hit enter, or left mouse click. Now my rectangle's been defined, and using my primitive it automatically goes into extrude. Give it my depth, and there's my basic part. Much quicker now, but the key being is it now allows you to input those measurements directly onto the sketch instead of having to go up to the command bar. So real quick, let me make a cylinder. Same thing. Here you'll see I have a choice of placing a diameter or a radius. So I can pick and choose, and then either extrude, make a protrusion, or go ahead and make a cutout of that rectangular part. Another way that the guys over there at Huntsville have spiced up the user interface is they've gotten rid of the extra coordinate system that was located over here at the bottom right hand side of the screen. I now have a quick view cube. This quick view cube allows me to switch the views around at a single mouse click. I can still come down here and use the view orientation, but this one's This one's a heck of a lot better. I can actually hit home and it'll take me back to my home view or my isometric view. Go to my front view, go to the corner view. This looks great when I load up an assembly. So let me go ahead and pop up in this assembly real quick. You can see down there at the bottom I have my progress bar now. Oddly enough, the red button over here, that's my record. So if you can record stuff, you can still send stuff to YouTube. 4 and 5, that's something that they added, so you can now record that. So anyway, let me go ahead and expand. Let me make this fit. You can also see that my view cube is a little transparent, so it doesn't activate until I hover over it. But here I can go ahead and maneuver through the views of my assembly. Click on the corner, rotate the view around, go to front. I can actually use these arrows right down here and flip the view around. If I want to go back to isometric, I can go and flip it around that way. To get to the view set, to change the settings on this cube, there actually are some settings and you can change them. Come down to your command finder, type in cube. There's my quick view cube settings. Come over here, located in my menu ribbon, the view menu ribbon, and you can see a little thing that's flashing there. That's my icon for my quick view cube. Here I can go ahead and specify the size. Let me go and make it large. I can actually change the position of it, so if I don't like the bottom right, say I wanted a top right, I can also change the color. Let me change it back to blue, and I can also change the transparency. So you can see there now it's up at the top here. Come over here and click on home, go back to my isometric view there. I can do that. So depending on how you want to see this, or if you want to go ahead and hide it completely, you can until you hover your mouse over it. So I like this improvement personally because it's a lot easier to access, and it'll make your life a little easier as well. So now up here, let me go over these real quick too. You can also, they've added in these two little icons where you can collapse and restore any multiple window that you had open in your session. So instead of having to go into the view tab and going into there and minimizing all the windows, you can actually do it straight from there. So let me go ahead and close out my engine, and let's go over two more things here. The open dialog box has been revamped a little bit. They've kind of shuffled some things around. You can see here, if you're working in a managed environment, you got the revision rules down here. The assembly has all been collapsed down into one single area, so you can open assemblies as these are also like last saved. Turn your preview on. It's kind of more of a Windows 7, Windows 8 feel to it, so you can look at that. There's my happy part there. Got a little pin. Make things a little easier so you can open it up from there. And I think, let me show you one last thing. And this is just part of the user interface, but some of the guys that are, some of you guys that are coming over from AutoCAD have been requesting this for a while. Down over in the helpers. Let's see, let me see if it's in the helpers. So we've gone through that. Let me think it's going to be in general. There's an extra option that they've added in. Here it is, under view. So there's my quick view cube settings. We can also change it from here. But what I want to focus in on is this right here. They've actually added in an option to reverse the zoom directions. So you guys that are coming in from AutoCAD and you start using Solid Edge and the zoom in's going the wrong way, they have now added in a button here that changes the direction of it. So it's been a major user request for the past couple of years. They now added that into the interface, so now you can click on that and reverse the zoom directions. So the guys at Huntsville do listen. The guys at Solid Edge, the developers, they've revamped and they'll go and add your user enhancements, and they've added a lot in. So now the new ST7 user interface does make things a little easier and smoother for you guys to operate. Again, we'll have some links down at the bottom of the blog, especially the one that takes you to the Adobe. We'll also put a sample sample code of how you can change your colors down there in the links. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you for the next. Hope you can come back and look at the next blog. We'll be covering some other stuff that's new in SD7. Thanks a lot.